You know, sometimes I just wish I could get in people's heads. Like really in their heads. And it's never the people that I can read, it's always the people that I have trouble reading. They're the ones I'm curious about. It's like Edward Cullen syndrome, where he's like totally obsessed with Bella because he can't read her mind. I mean, there's the smell too, but like, I think it's mostly because she's a refuge. She can't read him, or he can't read her. There's curiosity, there's intrigue, and I guess there's a certain allure to that. But today, Jim Crush came in and I was busy. I was talking to other people, working on something, dealing with whatever drama was happening. And naturally he walked past. And on the way out, he made eye contact and he said very softly, "See ya," which is more than yesterday. It's acknowledgement. It's, I guess, him saying he's not mad, or he's not mad anymore. But I kind of like, when I saw him coming, I looked him in the eye, but I didn't say anything. I waited for him to set the tone, set the pace, to see where he wanted this to go. So I guess we're in the small goodbye zone, if that's a zone, where we are acknowledging and talking to each other, but we're not really sure what's happening. Maybe it had nothing to do with me, maybe it did. I don't know. But I really wish I could get inside his head and find out. This is what's left of the greenhouse after that windy day. So, we got panels all over the place. While I've got some daylight, I'm going to try and get this sumbitch back in the box so I can send it back to Amazon. Cross your fingers for me. The box is still where it was. It wasn't windy enough to move the box. I got my work cut out for me though. I still have to work out. This is where I saw that vision though. I saw him walking into the backyard from the front and coming to talk to me. And then in the other vision, I saw him leaning against this picnic table, like on the end, talking to me there. Two separate things, but it's really the same thing. I mean, he doesn't know where I live or anything. I don't know why, of all the things I could have seen, that would be it. With the twin flame, it was very specific, you know? Tortilla blanket, under the stars. First date. But with the Jim Crush, the visions were not of a specific day or specific scenario. It was an act. It was almost like multiple ways that this could happen. You know, if the future, it reminds me of Crest of Light. That's interesting. 2 Crest of Light cards, both of them coming out together. Light and hope. You know, part of me thought that he was the one that represented the crest of hope because of everything that he's been through, and he still shows up every day and does everything he can to better himself, no matter what the doctor said. The doctor said that he was never going to be the same, that he was never going to regain function of his body or his mind, and he proved them all wrong. What else could that embody but hope, which is the counterpart to light? And you know, it doesn't have to be romantic for that to be the thing. I want it to be. Because somehow he made it under the wire, and he's pulling my heartstrings. He's keeping me in nurturing energy. He's keeping me he re-sparked that Empress energy because I wanted to turn it off. I wanted to. That's it. That at the end of the day, it wasn't being taken away or turned off. I wanted to turn it off because it would be easier. And just by being here, that was stopped from happening. And what is this? You know, like, what is this connection? That he can't seem to stay mad either. I can't stay mad. And on paper, the words of it all pretty much says, this shouldn't work. This shouldn't be a thing. But here we are. What is this? Can I ask? Ace of Cups. What is this? And we get the Ace of Cups. That's crazy. It's confusing. I'm a little confused. Emperor and Empress. Breakthrough, truth. This is all new energy. This is beginnings, and we've got the sun here. But we've got this Two of Pentacles that keeps on popping out. That's like 6, 7. Which way is this going to go? Which way is this going to go? I don't think deliberating on it is going to change anything or help. Because maybe he's got to choose. Maybe I have to choose. I don't know. If I was going based on what I want, I'd want him. If I was to just say, this is what I want, yeah, of course. Of course I want it. Of course I want him. But what does he want? You know? What does he want? I'm seeing a robin. I saw a flock of crows. A murder of crows. That's what they're called, right? On the way home. It feels like spring today, even though it's really fall. With the sounds of the birds and the temperature it is right now, it feels like spring. Maybe part of me was supposed to bring up all of this stuff about the twin flame because it's a process of releasing that energy and treating Jim Crush as his own person without the baggage from the previous relationships. Because even though I see the twin flame in him sometimes, I know they're not the same. Energetically, they're not the same. And I don't want to treat them the same. I don't want to have them echoing in my mind, in my energy. And I don't think they do. And I don't want him to think that they do. I don't want him to think that I'm thinking about somebody else when I'm talking about him. Is this the right message? Three of Swords, Ace of Swords, and the Sun.